cease attack!
My lord, give us permission to crush what remains of this lot.
'Tis a mere diversion conjured by their leader. He has changed tactics, knowing we would strike hard in retaliation. These minor factions are sent to confuse us. Their leader is not to be underestimated.
True, they are a minor group. Shall we not end this?
My men will not be spent in the caves with these filth. An example will be made. Each rant within these mountains shall hear the cries of their brethren.
What are your orders, my lord?
The magma pits are not far. Have your men secure the mountain and dig a furnace. Send the rest to fetch liquid fire.
As you command.
It would disturb the families of my manor to hear Lord Fiddlemead approaches. He does not come to enjoy our hospitality. A rider from Baron Volter's keep sent warning. Fiddlemead wishes to take our sons away from us once again. After the war, many mothers opened arms only to be unfilled. The slight number gratified shall not be forced to endure the hardship once more. He brings excuse of rant attacks to the west. They are a minor complication which is yet to affect these lands. Volter warns of Fiddlemead's increasing madness. I will do what is within my power to refuse his demand. A call to our militia has been made. We shall arm ourselves and show no weakness to this man.
Your king summons a representative to speak on your behalf.
I will go.
Very well. Tell your archers to disarm. The king would not have them equipped at such a distance.
Sheathe all weapons. We will not insult the king.
Even with superior numbers, I would not give you a practical advantage.
Yet I could cut through these imbeciles with a handful of my best.
On open ground, I would not doubt it.
My king, we are honored by your presence.
Perhaps luck would provide more appropriate depiction of your circumstances.
Yes, my king. 'Tis a blessing.
Ah, well, get on with it.
My king?
Your side of the story, my dear boy. I shall be the judge, and my sons will counsel as we resolve this impasse without violence.
Would you really trust the words of a peasant?
Your opportunity will come once he is finished.
As I returned from the Great War, I expected to be welcomed by the joyous company of my family. Though this did occur, I saw much distress behind their eyes. Noble Egan had taken advantage of a town whose able sons were absent.
Speak of the particulars, young man.
A new group of patrolmen were unlawfully chosen by Egan to conduct the affairs of Linden. The city's banks have been ransacked by these men. As conversation was struck with the patrolman, it came to me. He was extremely familiar. My deceased father had imprisoned this man for murder. He was to be hung after his trial. The war had temporarily discontinued tribunals.
And you believe Egan is to blame?
By the ends of our swords, we chased these men out of our great city. It must be assumed Egan freed these criminals to defile Linden and do his bidding. Why else would his wrath come so swiftly?
Has final point been made?
Yes, my king. I am content.
Surely you do not believe this boy's tale.
Give me reason not to.
If a prisoner has been released, why must I be to blame? Perhaps his accomplice is a close friend in my service. I would hope it untrue, but we cannot be ridiculous in accusations. A noble does not make acquaintances with each man he employs.
We know your men have emptied our banks.
Yet I am not a coin richer.
An intelligent man would not brazenly make his new holdings apparent.
For what purpose? I am near the end of my days. There is no need to further my wealth.
So we are to believe you govern in moderation, and the questionable timing of the town's misfortune is a mere coincidence?
Believe what you will. I set the patrolmen to protect my city during the war.
Enough. Return to your men. Inform them there will be no fighting today. We shall reconvene in several hours.
We would be honored to provide our best hospitality, my king.
Then I would not hope for an unbiased verdict.
For seeking refuge in the city you represent?
Well said, my king.
Yes, well, proceed.
You know, these walks have become increasingly boring with your distaste for idle chat.
On more than a single occasion, it was you who made it clear we would not find anything in common.
Well, good conversation doesn't necessarily require similar interests.
I prefer silence.
Good grief. Do you not long for amusement these past weeks?
None you could provide.
Fine. Then what is it that amuses you? Oh, it is pointless.
I enjoyed hunting near my home.
Ah, an interesting subject. Not one I understand or could relate to, but fascinating nonetheless. What game did you hunt?
Humans.
Good heavens.
Are you still fascinated?
Horrified above all else.
'Twas fair game. I often tracked fellow hunters.
That would make for a fine tale.
Still, I have no desire to share with you.
Must I beg for a slight diversion from reality? What is it?
I'm thirsty.
These jungles are not tame. I recommend we stay on the road.
We will return once I've had a drink.
I hate these territories. You never know what is watching you.
You believe we could find something far more disturbing than I?
Runts aren't as terrifying as you would have yourself believe.
You are the first man to say that in my presence.
Seems you have killed the others who shared your company.
Most of them. And that should cause you unease.
The only thing that worries me is this place. Let us leave as soon as the drink is had. What?
Do not make a sound. We are not the only thirsty creatures in these parts.
The record should be near, Captain Cephalus.
How long did you serve Kyrannus?
Just beyond a month, sir.
What errands would he have you fulfill?
I would visit the stores and keep track of the city's rations for the coming winter.
In your rather short employment, how did Kyrannus spend his time?
Anything in particular you're asking for?
Answer the question.
Town meetings were attended weekly. He would confer with the people individually as well. They took a great liking to him, I might add.
How clever of him. Tell me more.
I found the position you have taken to be rather boring. Kyrannus spent many hours preparing the ever-changing tax quotas. They varied by district, largely due to discrimination.
And you were present during these many hours he spent on tariffs?
No, he would send me off.
Why would he do that?
I do not know, Captain.
Surely you have theories.
Yes, Captain Cephalus.
Share your suspicions, then.
I would find his behavior curious at times. A fear overtook him at the times he would relieve me of my work early.
Is that it?
No, Captain. I hope not to find your disapproval in my actions.
Bile, I would be more dissatisfied if you hid the truth.
Well, the thing of it is, I spied on him once.
You spied on Kyrannus?
Yes, sir. Please note, it was only done with the intention of protecting him if needed.
'Tis noted. Now tell me what it is you saw, Bile.
I followed him to Bartina's Inn, located past the city's western bridges. 3 hooded men entered his private lodge. They did so in secret, or so they thought. I was well hidden. The truth is, I don't have much to tell you beyond that.
Then why disclose this tale?
Because he lied to me. Perhaps for my own protection.
You're a nosy fellow, aren't you? Do not follow me on occasion, no matter what your suspicions hold. Understood?
Yes, Captain. There is one more thing.
Yes?
I overheard his conversation with the 3 hooded men.
Tell me everything.